to Quietly Talking Movies ASMR channel. My name is Matt, and in this video I'd actually like to present a couple of movies that I recently bought on the Criterion sale here in the UK. So, as some of you might be aware, Criterion did go through a bit of a change of a distributor in the last year. Previously, they released their titles here in the UK via Sony, but the deal, they didn't extend the deal. They were actually looking for a new distributor, and I think sometime like a year ago they have re-engaged with a company called Spirit Entertainment. So since 2023, Criterion titles have actually been going through Spirit Entertainment, which and you know, for us collectors here in the UK, it was a really good news because we were able to actually get some new titles, as well as Spirit Entertainment has introduced the 4K titles that were available only in the United States previously. What happened is also that Criterion wasn't actually releasing a lot of sales through its distributors here in the UK. There were in the past, I think a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, there have been like massive sales, such as like three titles for £30. There was a sale 2 for 25 as well. However, since like the last periods of Sony releases, as well as ever since Spirit Entertainment has actually taken over the distribution, there haven't been a sale as such. In the meantime, in the United States, you might have obviously be aware that there are some flash sales on the Criterion website. You actually have the Barnes and Nobles 50% off sales that are happening, which, as far as I'm aware of, the numbers show that these are the biggest times the Criterion is actually selling, and they're really banking on those sales to actually sell in the United States. However, here in the United Kingdom, we're actually not getting that. As I said, like for the period of last year, we actually didn't have any Criterion sale as such. So it's a real bummer for us collectors here in the UK. And but finally, we did actually get a Criterion sale. However, it is not what we expected. So what we actually got is a sale on individual titles, ranging, a sale for a title which was previously released as £18. You could actually get this right now for £14, and obviously it's kind of like a 20% sale on individual titles, so it's not like a massive sale 2 for 25 or anything like that, that we could actually enjoy and really go on a shopping spree essentially. At the same time, only 49 titles were actually available for purchase, as far as I checked on the HMV side, so it's really not a massive amount of films. Especially since the overall catalogue of films available in the UK from Criterion is around 250. So only 50 of those, 1/5, was essentially available on the sale. And because of the different pricings of the titles, we have the cheapest ones in the past were, when the Criterion was introduced, they were actually going for £18, £17.99. So we got that pricing. We got the pricing of double discs, including like some of the digipacks, which was $25.99, and later they have actually increased the pricings for new releases for a standard version single disc from $17.99 to $22.99, and also they have introduced the 4K discs, which are going for $29.99. So what this actually made is that the sale that we have is not a uniform sale where we have 2 for $25. Essentially, the sale is a reduction by some percentage based on the actual price of that release. So we have a release which in the past cost $17.99. This time we're actually going to get it for $13.99. However, a film which was previously released as a $22.99 and now is available for $17.99. So it's like a full price of the standard edition in the past. Okay, I ramble long enough, but I just wanted to say that nonetheless it is a sale. A sale is a sale nonetheless, and I did get some titles which I had in mind to purchase, so I took advantage of the sale, which is, as I'm saying, not happening very often. And in here I actually have around, I want to say 13 different Criterion releases which I actually got on the sale. So we have a lot to go through. I want to basically perform a unboxing as well as a bit of a show and tell. So basically I'm just going to remove the cellophane and stuff like that and show what we actually have and for what prices, right? I'm not going to go into the individual details of the releases as well as perhaps my thoughts on the film. The reason for that is, one, the video would be too long for 13 different releases, and second, I don't think I have seen any of those films except for one. So I would only be able to actually say and provide my thoughts on the film only on one film, so there's really no point at this stage. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and since I'll be actually unwrapping and dealing with the original packaging, as always, I'm just going to pull on my gloves. So, here's my trusty knife. I'm gonna go through some of the releases. So the first one I have is this. And by the way, I have organized my films based on the spine number from Criterion. But the first film we have is Written on the Wind by Douglas Sirk. So this is a release from 1956. It's starring Rock Hudson, Lauren Bacall, Robert Stack and Dorothy Malone, as you can see. The artwork is really nice. It's kind of like a painted one, which is really fitting because as far as I'm aware of, there are actually 3 Criterion releases from Douglas Sirk, and he directed films in Technicolor. So there's a really nice feel to the films, and I think the artworks of the Douglas Sirk films are trying to actually resemble that a bit. So as you can see, the release is an old release, still from Sony, and originally it was priced $17.99. But what we have here is the version which was discounted for $13.99. Okay, so it's a single disc Blu-ray edition. So what we actually get inside, let me just put the knife. I'm sorry if the knife is going to be featured along many times. Okay. It's hard to grab it here. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing that film, to be honest, because the whole aspect of a drama in Technicolor actually is very intriguing to me. Okay, let's put on the plastics away. I have a bin right next to me, so I'm just gonna pop it in. Alright, so we have here, it's written on the wind, and the spine number is 96. Just for you to see, it's 96. The film was made in 1956. It is 99 minutes long. It's in color, 1.85:1 aspect ratio. Alright. So it says that inside, except for one disc, we're actually going to get an essay. So it's either going to be a booklet or a fold-out. So what we go ahead and have. It seems like it's a fold-out. Okay. Alright. And the fold-out itself looks like it's made into a poster, which is nice. So I'll just actually go back a bit, so here you can see all of its glory. So the fold-out is essentially a poster. Do get the essay presented as such on the whole scale. Alright, so I'm not going to dive deep, as I said, into the particulars of the release. I will be watching those films soon enough, so probably I'm just going to give my few cents on what they actually feel about them. So here it is, and the disc itself, Blu-ray, it's a single disc, dual layer, so it's a 50 gigabyte disc, so we get lots of data on that for a Blu-ray release. On the back, I would like to say that we actually get some inner artwork, because there is some remains. I think it continues from the actual painting. It's just barely noticeable traces of paint, blue paint. So it is an inner artwork, it's not plain. Alright. So that's the first movie, Written on the Wind by Douglas Sirk. Really looking forward to it. I'm just gonna put it here, and it's gonna be stacking them up to show them by the end. Okay. A second release that I have is The Tin Drum, a film by Volker Schlondorf, which is director approved Blu-ray special edition. It's a film made in 1979, And if I remember correctly, this film is made based on the novel or a novella or a short story by the writer Günter Grass. Now you can see, especially we have the proper sticker here. So the original pricing for the release was £17.99, but we got it for £13.99, £4 cheaper. Which is, yeah, I guess it's a nice sale, but you know, for a one in a year sale, we would be actually hoping for something more, right? Okay, so that's that. The chin drum. I'm quite interested because I think it's somehow connected with my hometown in Poland. So Günter Grass as a novelist, I think he was living in Gdańsk, where I lived. So so I think there's quite a couple of details which I actually like to mention based on the blurb here. But before I do that, let me unwrap it as well. That's a small incision, and this is just a single piece of plastic to get in. Oops, sorry. Alright, here we go. The chin drum. So that's the artwork, which is quite intriguing, to be honest. It's like, okay, we have the tin, we have the boy who is actually the main character of the film, I believe. And yeah, it's really intriguing artwork. I really would like to know what it actually means altogether. So the spine number for this one is 234. The chin drum, or in German, die Blechtrommel. Okay, so the main character is Oscar. So as I actually mentioned, when it comes to the interesting things about the film, the tin drum, why I was actually interested is because he had critical acclaim. So the tin drum and the Palme d'Or at Cannes, the main award, as well as the Academy Award or an Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. So yeah, that's you know, in of itself is actually really cool detail and film to actually have in your collection, or essentially one of the reasons why you should watch it. Just to actually tell you that when it comes to the details of the film, we actually have the 15 certificate logo, because the film features strong sex, violence, nudity, and sexual violence. So you might know that it's not going to be an easy watch. Alright, let's open it up. So what we're going to have here is the disc, and we are getting a booklet, not a fold-out. We're getting a booklet. Alright, so we got the booklet itself, which is it's not very long. Is that a sperm? Okay, the film is getting weirder and weirder. It seems, yeah, it seems like a child in a womb. You know, we have the umbilical cord. You have the sperm in here. What the hell is this film about? So we have an article. What is it? Nazis, of course. Okay. Let's put the booklet over there. We have the disc, which is dual layer, 50 gigabytes, and here is the inner artwork, which is the face of the main character. Okay. By the way, question to you: how do you actually put the booklets inside? They actually put it like the spine to the left, like so, or they actually put it like they did, like so? Which way do you prefer? Alright. So the actual booklet, what it actually features is an essay by critic Jeffrey McNabb. We got also the 1978 statements by Günter Grass about the adaptation of his novel. So we have like a comment from the author. Okay, that's the Tin Drum. Looking forward to that as well. I mean, like all of the films that I buy. They're essentially blind buys, but I'm really interested in seeing them. So I don't really buy films which I'm not interested in seeing. Because that defeats the purpose of basically spending money on a film. Okay, that's the third film that I actually got, and the thing about this one is that it wasn't on sale. However, I really want to have the whole collection of the Douglas Sirk films, and this film is Magnificent Obsession. It's another of those Technicolor dramas, melodramas perhaps, directed by Douglas Sirk. And as I'm saying, this one wasn't actually on the sale, but I'm a completionist in a way as well, so I'm probably going to be buying as well, because I don't have it in here, the All That Heaven Allows, which is a third of the Criterion releases from Douglas Sirk, but it wasn't actually on sale and I couldn't actually get it anywhere in the local retail shops. This film is actually made in 1954, which means it's actually 2 years before what we had in, what's the name? Written on the Wind. Sorry. It's a Blu-ray special edition, and I do believe it is a 2-disc version. Okay. So, as you can see, this release was priced for $22.99, and I think it's because the film itself is, to be honest, I think they actually made a mistake in the pricings, you know, because I think this film should be priced $25.99, because all of the Criterion films which have 2 discs, they're priced at $25.99, regardless if they're slipbox digipacks or the standard versions. Even in the past, the dual discs were actually released at $25.99 pricing. This instead actually got the new price for a single disc, $22.99. However, if you're actually going to look on the web and you're gonna search on the All That Heaven Allows, you're gonna see that the All That Heaven Allows is actually priced at $25.99, and it only has 1 disc. So for some reason, a 1-disc version of the film actually is costing more than a 2-disc. And I think what the Criterion and the distributors actually did is they did a mistake. Magnificent Obsession should be priced $25.99, whereas all that Heaven allows should be priced $22.99. So that's a bit of a mishap, I guess. But if you're looking to actually get all of them, you're going to be basically the same pricing would be applied. But if you're just looking for a single version, you basically have to shell out additional £3 for a film which actually is featuring just one disc. Okay. Okay, that's a parental guidance sticker. So I didn't mention that, but the Return of the Wind has age 12, but this one is parental guidance. Okay, so let's unbox it a bit, and we shall go through the insides very quickly. The cover for Magnificent Obsession. Again, it has a painting feel to it, the design, which is really nice, and I think it's quite uniform across all of the Douglas Sirk films. So if you're gonna have all three of them, that's going to be quite nice. So as I said, it's a 2 Blu-ray special edition. And the details are, it's a film made in 1954, it's 108 minutes, it's in color, and we also have a 2.0 to 1 aspect ratio. We get an essay by critic Jeffrey O'Brien, which, if it's anything to go for, we have just one writing in the booklet attached. It's probably not going to be a booklet, but a leaflet folded. Right. So I think, yeah, it says that it features Rock Hudson again, as well as the Return on the Wind in his breakthrough role. So is that actually like his first role, Rock Hudson's? We get the parental guidance, as I mentioned, because of mild bad language, suicide references, and sex references. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Magnificent Obsession. As I said, we have the 2 discs. Before I go to the discs, let me go and that's a fold-out. We have the essay by Jeffrey O'Brien, the information. Actually, okay, so the full length is just the essay, whereas on the back we actually have additional details like the production credits, couple of photos, special things, information about the transfer, cast and crew, and we've got the main. So that's the fold-out. And here are the discs. So that's the main disc with the film, I believe. And it's a dual layer. Okay, that's the dual layer. And this, oh, okay, that's Magnificent Obsession from 1935. So what we are getting here are essentially 2 films for the price of 1, in a way. It is also a dual layer, 15 gigabytes. And if you can see a bit, the artwork actually continues on this side as well. Yeah, it's barely noticeable again. So it is in an artwork, but barely visible. Okay, so we're actually getting two versions of the film. We got a Douglas Sirks version, as well as the earlier release. So what we actually get here, just to actually see what the film is. Magnificent Obsession, John M. Stahl, 1935 adaptation of the same novel, newly restored. So we get two films. That's really interesting, and I think this release will actually mark a similar approach that they did on His Girl Friday. So with His Girl Friday, we're actually getting two discs with two films essentially. We have His Girl Friday by, and I don't want to actually sound weird, I think it's Howard Hawks. So we get His Girl Friday, but we also have the earlier adaptation of the play, which was called The Front Page. So we get two films on two discs, and Magnificent Obsession again is the same. So we're getting two films, which is really nice. Alright. First UK printing 2023. 2021. Yeah. And Written on the Wind is 2022. But this is 2023. Alright. So that's Magnificent Obsession. Fantastic. Okay, now we actually have a release which is one of those new releases with the original pricing of £22.99, which you can now get for £17.99, and the film is Vivre sa vie. That's the film by Jean-Luc Godard from 1962, and as you can see, just to say, we have the pricing, the original one £22.99 and the new price of £17.99 during the sale. Alright, yeah, I'm really interested in Jean-Luc Godard, obviously one of the first and earliest promoters of the French New Wave films. Now with the films like Breathless and others like Mépris, I think English title is Contempt, Pierrot le Fou, I actually would like to see as well, but yeah, there's plenty of films by Jean-Luc Godard that I would actually really like to see and experience for the first time as well. So we have the Blu-ray special edition here with a 15 certificate. Alright, so let me unwrap it and see what we have inside. That's the full artwork, Vivre sa vie, film by Jean-Luc Godard. So the actual color is, it's not white and it's not cream. It's like the what do you call it? Like a écrit color. Oh yeah, sorry. I should forgot to mention the spine on the Magnificent Obsession is 457. And the spine on Vivre sa vie is 512. So, so I did look at the actual plot of Vis-a-vis, and if I'm not mistaken, it actually follows a woman who, with a couple of like vignettes, kind of like small stories. So the whole film is basically a couple of short stories put together. It's basically telling a tale of a woman who is slowly but surely turned into a prostitute because of the events that happened to her. So yeah, pretty important, and obviously not an easy film, definitely. So we got the 8 certificate, which is 15 for strong sex references. So when it comes to the details, what we actually have is the film is made in 1962. It is 83 minutes long. It's black and white, monoroll audio. It's in French with English subtitles, and we have the aspect ratio of 1.33 to 1. Alright, so what we got here is a booklet featuring Godard's original scenario, an essay by critic Michael Atkinson, interview with Godard, and a reprint by critic Jean Collette on the film's soundtrack. Alright, as you can see, we're getting lots of nice special features in here. Alright, so here I have the disc and the booklet, which is nice and heavy. We have Vis-a-vis, and it's kind of like Criterion itself. Actually, they don't know either which way would we actually put the booklet in, so they actually printed the title like on both sides. So, but yeah. We got some pretty heavy, pretty thick, and long booklets, which is very nice. So there's lots of information about the film. Yeah. So that's the booklet. And here's the film itself on the disc, which I think all of the Criterion are essentially 50 gigabyte discs. Here's the inner artwork, which it seems like a scene from a movie. Right. So yeah, that's Jean-Luc Godard's Vis-a-vis. Let's put it as the original was. Come on. Right. Next, we actually have a film which I have already seen, but on a Curzon Artificial Eye release. And the film is Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times. I think you are getting 3 Charlie Chaplin films, or essentially 2. I'm not sure how many. On the sale this time, you actually get Modern Times. You definitely get The Great Dictator, and we're also getting, I think, City Lights, although I'm not sure if it's available anymore. But yeah, you get Modern Times, and kind of I've seen it, and I'm like, it's one of the best Charlie Chaplin films. It's advertised as one of the best Charlie Chaplin films. However, I think there were actually other which were more interesting than Modern Times. One of them being obviously the City Lights, The Great Dictator. I think one of the other which I really enjoyed was The Gold Rush, as well as one of other my favorites of Chaplin is Mr. Verdoux, Monsieur Verdoux, which we are not able to get in the UK yet. Neither do we get The Gold Rush yet. But I think and the Criterion is slowly releasing all of the Chaplin films in Criterion collection. Recent examples being they released The Kid as well as the Circus. So I guess The Gold Rush and Monsieur Verdoux are going to be next sometime soon. Maybe not that soon, but we get Modern Times, and I really want to revisit that. I actually, since I'm rewatching still like the old films, I kind of like want to go back and enjoy it again, in a way. And I already have City Lights from The Great Dictator from Criterion. I'm not going to be getting The Circus, or I'm not going to be getting The Kid. I don't think I would like to revisit them again. But yeah, that's Modern Times. And yeah, let's unpack it. Alright. Alright, so that's it. And the cover itself, as almost usually, it features the face of Charlie Chaplin. I think one of the most iconic cinematic faces that ever existed. And I think we have the face on the City Lights. We have, in a way, the face on The Great Dictator. However, for other releases, it's actually a bit different. The Circus, the Kid, it doesn't feature just the face. It actually shows a scene from a movie or kind of like an artwork. So yeah, here we go. So the year of the release is 1936. So it's already into the talking era of Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, and we have the parental guidance over here. Why? Because we have drug references and discrimination themes in here. So that's the back. So what we get is a film from 1936, which running time is 87 minutes. It's in black and white, monaural soundtrack, and we get the 1.33:1 aspect ratio. The actual spine number is 543. Alright, so it's a single disc edition with lots and lots and lots of special features. Look how thin how small the font is in here. Yeah, which is great. Some of the features here, including, for example, the Chaplin Today. It's a program which was actually also featured on the Curzon editions. So if you're actually thinking, okay, what are you going to be getting or what are you going to be missing, I think some of that is actually going to be the same. However, if you're looking to actually get more special features on your Charlie Chaplin films, you should go for the Criterion editions because they feature a lot more special features than the Curzon one. For each individual film. Okay, so what we're getting is a booklet featuring an essay by film critic Saul Austerlitz and a piece by film scholar Lisa Stein that includes excerpts from Chaplin's writing about his 1930s world tour. Okay, and the disc is a clockwork, obviously. Okay, so we got the booklet, which again, see, they actually print the booklet like so. However, the title is actually on this side, so should it actually be like this? I guess. But the booklet is printed on a very kind of like matte, coarse paper. Yeah, and it's quite long, which is nice. It's quite thick. I really like it. the production quality on this booklet is really good. So lots of writing about this film here. Yes, Paulette, I think her name is Paulette, beautiful actress. Paulette Godin, I think, what's her name? Chapters, Paulette Goddard, but Goddard with double D compared to Jean-Luc Godard with single D. Paulette Goddard. Okay, so that's the booklet. And yeah, the disc, as always, 50 gigabytes, usual from Criterion. And here we're getting the inner artwork, like so. Which is really good. Alright. That's Modern Times by Charlie Chaplin. Alright. So I'm just gonna cut away here because we're already almost at the 50-minute mark of this video and we're halfway through, so I don't want this video to actually be too long and essentially 2 hours long. So I'm going to cut here and I'm just going to continue recording, but this video is going to be split into 2 videos. So you might actually get one and another one on the other day. Alright, with that in mind, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed that. You did get some, in a way, recommendations for what to actually watch and what to get from the Criterion sale. Let me know if you actually used that Criterion sale on your own. What titles did you get? And overall, like, what are your thoughts on the actual prices of the sale? Like, did you actually think it's really valuable to actually get some of the titles on the sale, or was it actually really not worth the wait, essentially? Alright, that man, thank you so much, and I see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.